Yitzhak Ben-Zvi was a historian, labor Zionist leader and the second and longest-serving president of Israel. Biography. Born in Poltava in the Russian Empire, Ben-Zvi was the eldest son of Zvi Shimshelevich, who later took the name Shimshi. Shimshi was a leading Zionist activist and one of the organizers of the First Zionist Congress in 1897, who, in 1952, was honored by the First Israeli Knesset with the title, Father of the State of Israel. Ben-Zvi was active in the Jewish self-defense units organized in Ukraine to defend Jews during the pogroms of 1905, and joined the Pa'alei Zion Zionist political party. He moved to Palestine in 1907, and later the same year was a representative in the Zionist Congress at The Hague. It was there that he first met Israel Shochat. Ben-Zvi emigrated to Palestine and settled in Jaffa. Bar Jorah, the clandestine precursor to Hashomer, was created in his apartment in 1907. In 1909, he organized the Gymnasia Rehavia High School in the Bukharim quarter of Jerusalem together with Rachel Yanate. In 1910, Yanate, Ben-Zvi and Zeev Ashur founded the Ahdut, the first Hebrew socialist periodical. Following his studies at Galatasaray High School in Istanbul, from 1912 to 1914, Ben-Zvi studied law at Istanbul University, together with the future Israeli Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion. They returned to Palestine in August 1914, but were expelled by the Ottoman authorities in 1915. The two of them moved to New York City, where they engaged in Zionist activities and founded the Herhalutz movement there. Together, they also wrote the Yiddish book The Land of Israel Past and Present to promote the Zionist cause among American Jewry. Upon returning to Palestine in 1918, Ben-Zvi married Janate. They had two sons, Amram and Eli. Eli died in the Arab-Israeli War, defending his kibbutz, Beit Kashe. Political career. Ben-Zvi served in the Jewish Legion together with Ben-Gurion. In 1919, he helped found the Ahdut Havoda Party, and became increasingly active in the Haganah. He was later elected to the Jerusalem City Council and president of the National Council, the shadow government of the Jewish community in Mandatory Palestine. Murder of Jacob Israel Dehaan. According to Avraham Tefomi, Ben-Zvi ordered the 1924 murder of Jacob Israel Dehaan. Dehaan had come to Palestine as an ardent Zionist, but he had become increasingly critical of the Zionist organizations, preferring a negotiated solution to the armed struggle between the Jews and Arabs. In Tefomi's opinion, I have done what the Haganah decided had to be done, and nothing was done without the order of Yitzhak Ben-Zvi. I have no regrets because he wanted to destroy our whole idea of Zionism. Presidency. When Israel gained its independence, Ben-Zvi was among the signers of its Declaration of Independence on the 14th of May 1948. He served in the first and second Knesset for the Mapai Party. He was elected President of Israel on the 8th of December 1952, assumed office on the 16th of December 1952, and continued to serve in the position until his death. Ben-Zvi believed that the president should set an example for the public and his home should reflect the austerity of the times. For over 26 years, he and his family lived in a wooden hut in the Rehavia neighborhood of Jerusalem. The State of Israel took interest in the adjacent house, built and owned by Nisman Est Valero, and purchased it, after Nissam's death, to provide additional space for the president's residence. Two larger wooden structures in the yard were used for official receptions. Research. In 1948, Ben-Zvi headed the Institute for the Study of Oriental Jewish Communities in the Middle East, later named the Ben-Zvi Institute in his honor. The Ben-Zvi Institute occupies Nissim Valero's house. His main field of research was the Jewish communities and sects of Asia and Africa, including the Samaritans and Karaites. Commemoration and awards. In 1953, Ben-Zvi was awarded the Bialik Prize for Jewish Thought. Ben-Zvi's photo appears on 100 NIS bills. Many streets and boulevards in Israel are named for him. In 2008, Ben-Zvi's wooden hut was moved to Kibbutz Beit Kashe, which his son helped to found, and the interior was restored with its original furnishings. The Valero house in Rehavia neighborhood was designated an historic building protected by law under Municipal Plan 2097 for the preservation of historic sites. Family. Yitzhak Ben-Zvi's father, Zvi Shimshi, was a leading Zionist activist in the 19th century, a member of the B'nai Moshe and Hovav Zion movements in Ukraine. He was one of the organizers with Dr. Theodor Herzl of the First Zionist Congress in Basel, Switzerland in the fall of 1897. At this Congress, the World Zionist Organization was founded, and the intention to re-establish a Jewish state was announced. Shimshi was the only organizer of the First Zionist Congress to live to see the birth of the modern State of Israel in 1948. On 10 December 1952, Zvi Shimshi was honored by the first Israeli Knesset with the title, Father of the State of Israel. Yitzhak Ben-Zvi's brother was the well-known Jewish author Aharon Reuveni, and his brother-in-law was the Israeli archaeologist, Professor Benjamin Mazur.